My sisters and my brothers, good night. Good night to my colleagues on the stage this evening, the Honorable Sean Edwards, the Honorable Alva Baptiste, the Honorable, soon-to-be, Kenson Casimir, and the chairman of the party, my friend, Honorable Moses Jabatis. Good night to everyone in the diaspora, the audience. Good night to everyone. There's a song that says, "The Great Pretender." Pretending that things are not what they are. And in St. Lucia today, we have a pretending government. And the biggest pretender of them all is the Prime Minister. He pretends that he wants forgiveness. And in the next breath, he's ordering people to seize people's vehicles. He pretends that he wants forgiveness. And in the next breath, he's sanctioning the most bizarre and nasty attack on people. Under one breath, he says that things are bad in the country. But on the other hand, he's out on a yacht frolicking. My sisters and my brothers, can you really trust this government? Can you really trust this government when they tell you something? This government signed an agreement with the National Trust, signed by the Attorney General, signed, sealed. And when the time came, the same way, in the darkness, they passed a bill to cause people with small hotels, people who use their homes for A and B, to charge them. They demolished the prison, even after they'd signed an agreement with the National Trust. Can you really trust this government? Can you go to bed at night and get up in the morning, and when you hear a pronouncement by the government, can you really believe them? So I ask you, what is the state of the economy of St. Lucia? Remember, after COVID, the Prime Minister said things were so bad. He put a cash flow statement. He said things are bad. Things are so bad that he has to cut the salaries of civil servants by 50%. That's what he said. He said the country had lost so much revenue, and there is no hope that that revenue is going to be collected. So he had to cut the salaries of civil servants by 50%. And in the next month, he went to cabinet and he passed a cabinet conclusion saying that they would be the ones who would be in control of the Public Service Commission. This government doesn't respect any institution. They don't respect the Public Service Commission. They don't respect the Catholic Church. He asked the Archbishop to apologize to him. He doesn't respect the police. He respects absolutely no institution. So what is the state of the 50% cut for the civil servants? What is the state? Where are we? Where are the civil servants? What will the government do in the months of September and October and November? Because they said by their own admission they could not pay teachers, policemen, etc. What is the truth, my brothers and sisters? What is the truth of the economy today? Where are we? Where are we? Because I'm saying to you, by the time this government leaves power, the national debt of this country may be near $5 billion. And you know what? Who has to pay it? The young people that they are trying to bribe with $1,000 contracts to cut grass. That is what the government has in space for young people all over the place, giving them $1,000 to cut grass. But I say to my colleagues and my comrades, if they give you $1,000 to cut grass, take it. because they are not seeing about your children who have to go to school next week. They are not seeing about your children who need school books. They are not seeing about your children who have to pay facility fees. And I say to you, if the Labour Party was in power, the Labour Party would have abandoned all facility fees this year in the year of COVID. And if the Labour Party was in power, we would have used the IMF money to give all students in this country the basic school books free of charge. And if the Labour Party was in power, we would have ensured that we upgrade the school feeding program so it would cause the synergy and the merger between agriculture, education, and health. And we would ensure that every child gets a proper meal when they go to school in the morning. That is what the Labour Party would have done if the Labour Party was in power, my brothers and sisters. And we could do it. Because any time you tell them you're doing something for the country, when you tell them you want to have one university graduate in every home, they say, where you get the money from? But they got money to give Cabot $30 million. Where they got the money from? Anytime you talk about people, where you get the money from? Where you get the money from? And they go with some insult, some flashing mirror, some lie, some innuendo on Facebook to put you off. But the people of St. Lucia understand the reality of living in this country today. 15,000 people directly lost their jobs in the tourism sector. And the minister boasts 2,000 people are working now. You should be ashamed. 15,000 lost their jobs, but you boasting instead of looking at the ways and means of improving the lot of these 13,000 hotel workers who lost their jobs after COVID. My brothers and sisters, what are the government's priorities? What are the government's priorities in this time? The government priorities is to confuse you. So this morning, I saw a line of heavy equipment belonging to friends and family. A line of them looking to pothole a road that had no potholes. They actually were digging, looking for potholes to pothole. Flashing mirrors to confuse you. Building a road to nowhere. Confuse you. Projects. When the project starts. But when the project starts, the people are hungry. When the project starts, what Comrade Kenson said to you, the people who sustain the economy, the working people of this country are hungry. And they cry every day. They tell you they can't pay their mortgages. They tell you they can't send the children to school. Never before in my life as a parliamentary representative, I have seen so many people who are afraid because school is opening and they can't send their children to school. You know what the government did? They gave each one of us $10,000 to help students to go to school. It takes $500 at least to send a child to school. So this government said that we can only help 20 students. That is what the government is doing to the legitimate representatives of the people. $10,000 for me, the leader of the opposition, put there by the people of St. Lucia. $10,000 for my constituency to help to assist people to go to school. You know what the Labour Party would do? A Labour Party would ensure that there is equity in the distribution of these things for children to go to school. There would be equity. We would not use it for political retribution or for political victimization. Because we believe that even if somebody voted against you, they are St. Lucians, they have a right in St. Lucia, and they must get treatment that is necessary for St. Lucians. So I say to you, And this afternoon I heard some young people on an NYC program, the NYC program to help people to go to school. I heard a young lady say that there are 16,000 children in this country living in poverty. But you know what the government is doing instead? They are building a road to nowhere. They're building a road to nowhere somewhere in Dauphin. You know what they're doing instead? They are giving people design finance projects, contracts. I hear for nearly $100 million with absolutely no tendering. You know who has to pay that debt? The young people of St. Lucia. You know who has to pay that debt? The people of St. Lucia. $100 million of roadworks without tendering. And when they open their mouth, they tell you about cost overrun. But how you know if there's going to be a cost overrun if you have no tendering? My brothers and sisters, this government has its priorities wrong. It has it very wrong, my brothers and sisters. And you still can't trust them because they told you in 5 to stay alive, they are going to eliminate VAT. Remember that? You remember that? I will never allow them to forget that. You shall faire ça yo vle. You shall di ça yo vle. You shall créer me qui non yo vle. Marquez quitte yo oublié that they promised to eliminate VAT. And up to this day, they have not eliminated VAT. But you know what they plan to do? They plan to expand VAT. That's what they plan to do. And wait to see. Just wait. Just wait. That is what they plan to do, my brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters, this government says that farmers cannot use their own money. The people who are the backbone to that economy go to Miku. Miku used to boast and say, Miku pas besoin gouvernement. Because the farmers, they are the backbone of this economy. Before we transitioned into services. But the minister has the audacity to say that these people cannot use money. On that money, they send their children to school. On that money, they build houses. On that money, they created jobs directly and indirectly. But because you want to take the IMF funds and use it for your prestige projects to try to win elections, you say they cannot spend that money. A government of the Labour Party would ensure that all these farmers who lost income by selling when they sold to the hotels, we would pay them back that money from the IMF funds. And we have the money to do it through the IMF funds. My brothers and sisters, how can you trust this government? How can you trust a government that is taking a lady called Marjorie, who has built her business from scratch? And when she said, I had assisted her, I had even forgotten that. Because you see, I am a servant of the people. I claim nothing. I had forgotten that, my brothers and sisters. I'd already forgotten that because I don't have to boast. I don't have to make noise. I don't have to posture. I'm a real man. You see how I look? I don't have to boast. Marjorie set up a business. She nurtured it. A government of the St. Lucia Labour Party would say to any investor, you have to work with Marjorie for Marjorie to survive. That is what we would have said. We would have said that you have to work with Marjorie for Marjorie to survive. That's what we would have said. But you know what? Flashing mirrors. Oh, it was 75 years. No, 99 years. It's not me, it's a technocrat. All kind of nonsense. And we will ask Cobot. We will ask Cabot if we can allow people to drive to the beach. My goodness gracious. A government of the Labour Party will ensure that this Queen's chain remains for solutions to use all the time. Because Jab Beach is mine. I can bathe anytime. So the Queen's Chain will belong to St. Lucians. And never in the future will the government of the Labour Party ever compromise the use of that Queen's Chain. So we say to Marjorie, hold on, Marjorie. The woman is firm. The woman is strong. The woman can stand up. And we say to her, whereas I will not come and play politics, I will come after and talk to you quietly. Because I'm not a showman, and I will not become a showman. I'm a real man. I'm not a showman. What is so important about Cabot? You say Cabot has money, lots of money, but you must still give them your NIC funds. And listen to the excuse. Oh, if the project fails, the people have the land. But the land belongs to St. Lucia anyhow. How can you give people back what's theirs? It's our land. How you mean? These people, this is a disrespect. And talking about disrespect, I remember today the remembrance of the abolition of slavery and slavery. That's what I remember. And I also remember colonization had a conscience. So whilst you are saying that you must give our NIC lands to a foreigner, when the Labour Party says that we'll have one university graduate per household, you say, where you get the money from? When we are saying that we'll have a youth economy that will put young people at the forefront of the economic development of St. Lucia, you say, I don't understand. When you say to them that young people will be involved in turning their hobbies into business and their skills into entrepreneurship by getting involved in the activities that they like, some of the activities that Comrade Kenson speak about, they always say, where do I get the money from? But you found money to give Cabot. And I said to you, if we had taken $10 million and put in the youth economy, it would have a better effect than the nonsense they're doing up there. What is the United Workers' Party doing about land ownership in this country? You take 1,000 acres of land and you give it to somebody for the SH, and you say, oh, the young men, if you would, like to mind horses. The horses came on plane and they left on boat. When the horses came, and I feel sorry for my colleagues in the police force, I really feel sorry for them, because they make them do things that they really don't want to do. But my father was a policeman, so I know that the policemen do their duty. They obey orders. They had the police to escort the horses from a plane and take them to the stable. The horses had police escorts. But when the horse is gone, they put them in a truck and send them by boat. That is the bluff. And you know what they blame for it? COVID. Oh dear, see a pattern in COVID. Say you the guy fair. But we were the ones who said to them, prepare the country for COVID. They attacked me when I said so. We said to them, prepare the country for COVID. We said to them, have testing, have quarantine facilities for COVID. And I'm proud that this Labour Party supported them in what they did as regards to COVID. And we'll continue to support them as far as the COVID health measures are concerned. We'll continue to support them because we love our people. So this Labour Party will ensure that land is available to the young people of St. Lucia. We will have innovative financial policies that will cause young people and the people in the diaspora to own a piece of land in St. Lucia. And if you can give it to a foreigner for 99 cents an acre, you can give it to the young people of St. Lucia and the people in the diaspora to build their homes. My sisters and my brothers, this government is only concerned in political power and winning elections. This government is only concerned in making people pay. From very early, they said to you that you have to cry. I'll make you cry. They said so to you. No one has apologized for that. The Prime Minister has never said, Minister, you should not say that. No minister in my government will be allowed to make this kind of pronouncements against the people of St. Lucia. No minister. And of course, they make people cry. They interfere in the civil service. The civil service has never been so frustrated in the history of St. Lucia. And you speak to civil servants privately. Some of them call you and say to you, Chief, things are bad. There has never been so much political interference in the civil service than there is now. Never. A government of the St. Lucia Labour Party will ensure that the civil service is run as a professional body serving the people of St. Lucia and not serving any politician. We will ensure that the police are allowed the freedom to do their duty and not to be used to harass people who are expressing the democratic right of dissent. And you see what happened to the Comptroller of Customs. And I say to my brothers in the Customs, you see what happened to them? They're not, my brothers in the Customs and sisters in the Customs are not even involved as first responders, and they are first responders too. Because we say in this Labour Party that for the first responders, the nurses, the doctors, the ambulance workers, the customs officers, the security people, the people who are in contact with the COVID situation, we will give them a bonus when we get into government because of the work they have done for this country. And talking about bonus and COVID, I want to say that the Chief Medical Officer is following the protocols, and I commend her for that. But I'm saying, when St. Lucians return home, do not treat them like criminals. Do not treat them like, have some humanity. I'm saying have some humanity. Do not treat them as if they are criminals or they have broken the law. Don't treat them like that. Because the treatment is not equal to tourists as it is for St. Lucians. It's not equal treatment. The St. Lucians are sent home to quarantine with armed police escorts, sirens, as if they have done some crime. My brothers and my sisters, they haven't done any crime, because the same place they come from is the same place you want your tourists to come from. So why treat them as if they are criminals? Treat them humanely. Welcome them back home, because they have done nothing wrong, my brothers and sisters. They have done nothing wrong. So my sisters and my brothers, this government has no plan. It's just bluff, fluff. One thing here, one thing there. One of them say they're in cabinet, but they never agree for what the cabinet say. Another one say that he really doing something, but he listens to the technocrats. All sorts of confusion. Another one spent 46 minutes in a budget debate to attack me, poor me. But you don't know who you have to attack? You have to attack Emma Hippolyte, because Emma will win the suffrage seats. And regardless of what they say, regardless of what they do, they will lose the next general elections, because the people of St. Lucia will reject them for their evil deeds. And if they don't like it, let them put it in their pipe and smoke it. My sisters and my brothers, we believe in the young people of St. Lucia. And you will see more and more how we believe in the young people of St. Lucia. We don't believe in the young people of St. Lucia by giving them $1,000. They're all over my constituency. $1,000 to cut grass, $1,000 to kill a drain, and they're taking pictures. Click. All over, bluff, fluff. We believe that these young men and women who they call unattached youth, these young men and women who they say are on the block, we believe that we can re-engineer them. We can re-engineer them back in the society. We can cause them to be citizens who will not depend on politicians for a $1,000 contract near election time. We can reform the education system. We can use the schools. We can use the capacity in the schools to bring them back in the system. We believe that. Because speaking to them, they tell you all the time, boss man, I want to work to see about myself and my children. We must not desert them. We must not fool them. We must not believe that we can fool them with a $1,000 contract to cut grass. We must reintegrate them into the society. We must let them do what they like through our youth economy, through agriculture. We must give them land so they can plant food, plant their crops, and we must involve them in the cannabis industry when we eventually re-engineer it. That's what we must do. We mustn't just write them off and come to them near election time and give them $1,000 to cut grass. Give them contract. What the contract is to cut grass. That's all they have for them. They left them for 4 years. And now they're cutting grass and taking pictures. Click. My sisters and my brothers, we can re-educate the young people of St. Lucia. We can retool them. We can make them the centerpiece of the economic development of St. Lucia through our youth economy. And we will do it. Because we are speaking to young people all over the island. Both young people in the system and those they call unattached. We are speaking to them and we are saying to them, there is a place for you in St. Lucia. There's a place for you in the economy. There's a place for you in the music industry. There's a place for you, and we will cause you to be part so you can feel proud, you can be dignified, you can be happy to be a St. Lucian. You can want to come back and live and work in St. Lucia because you have a government that cares and a government that will make your life better for you in the country of your birth. That is what we promise the young people of St. Lucia. My sisters and my brothers, I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about St. Lucia. I'm excited about the men and women who have raised their hands to run elections for the St. Lucia Labour Party. I'm excited about the blend of youth and experience that I see in this party. We only have 3 more candidates, only 3. When you hear them say, oh, they'll buy that kind of, we only have 3 more. And when we come with that 3, bal fini. Because look at the kind of people that we have attracted to run for us. Look at the 5 new candidates, the latest. Look at the blend. There are 6 of us who have been in the parliament, who have been, 6 of us, 5 of us have been ministers. The other one, the 6th one has been a high commissioner, has worked in jobs all over the world. The other 5 have been ministers. We have that experience, that's 6. Then you have in the 11, now we're missing 3 more. So in the 8th, you have teachers. You have people who spent their whole life educating the people of St. Lucia in terms of making a contribution. You have Virginia, you have Pauline, and you have Gibeon, educators. Then you have Slp'S, a career civil servant, somebody who's worked in agriculture, somebody who's lived and worked in Dennery all his life, somebody who has never forgotten the people of Dennery. You have him as one of our candidates. And then you have Kenson. My brothers and my sisters, they are so afraid of Kenson. When we chose Kenson, they say, they rejoice, they rejoice. They rejoice. And the Prime Minister said, oh, they've made a wrong choice. They've given us a buy. They didn't know what was coming behind. They didn't know that we were giving them a double bubble, Kenson and Skinny together. I know. Then they didn't know that. So now, when we gave them Kenson and Skinny together, they say that we buy Skinny. Sour grapes. Because Skinny knows that in his transition to Labour, that the Labour Party is the best party to run St. Lucia in the future. That is why. And that is why he's working with Kenson to ensure that the Grosile seat returns to the St. Lucia Labour Party at the next general elections. And they continue all their propaganda, So, the little man in Ancillary was all over the place. He in Parliament, getting on, beating his stomach. He did not know that we had a candidate who was different, who was committed, whose roots are in the constituency, who can speak patois, who understands the values of the people of St. Lucia, who understands Jacmel and Roseau and Ansteret and Canaries and Belvedere and Anslavedi. He didn't understand that. So when we gave them Wayne Girard, they do not know what to do. They don't know what to do. So it's all kind of rumors, this, that. But I'll say to the United Workers' Party, we are accustomed with rumors. We are accustomed with you maligning our candidates. We are used to it. You've done it to all of us, and we expect more. But our commitment and our love for St. Lucia will cause us to forget these rumors and keep our eye on the prize. And we have Emma in Soufrière. They call Emma Granny. My sister, my brothers, Emma is a global civil servant. Emma is a woman of integrity. Emma is a woman who has worked not only in St. Lucia, but has worked in the FAO, who has worked in Rome, who's recognized as an international auditor, an international civil servant. Instead of you embrace her and talk to her about policies, you are calling her names. Typical United Workers' Party, call people names. That's all they do, call people names. But I'll tell you what, the man in Soufrière is enjoying his last months in the Parliament of St. Lucia. And we have Joachim Henry, who is coming a second time around. And I know about coming a second time around because I came a second time, in elections that is. And I won the second time around, and I won the third time around, and I won the fourth time around, and I won the fifth time around, and I won the sixth time around, and I'll win again this time. So my sisters, my brothers, we took time to choose our candidates. We took time because we needed to ensure that we have the best blend of men and women to represent you and to defend your interests in this country. We took time. We took time because we are not a government of pretense. We are not a party of pretense. We do not pay people to run elections for us. Every man and woman who comes with commitment, comes with love for country and love for people. They don't come for money. They don't come for deals. They don't come when they say, oh, come and we'll finance you. They don't come because we pay their mortgage. They come because they are committed, my brothers and sisters. So, my brothers and my sisters, forget the noise. Don't allow the noise to disturb you. Don't allow the people who are trying to divert by telling you Labour Party and UDP is the same, all these kind of things. Don't focus on that. Focus on the reality of the country today. Focus on what's happening in St. Lucia today. Focus on the people who are going hungry. Focus on the school children who can't go to school. Focus about the small businesses that will close. and will remain closed. That's what you must focus about. Focus on the young people who are frustrated. Focus on the crime that is increasing. Focus on the fact that we are not allowed our rights to demonstrate. Don't get sidetracked with all the nonsense. Labour is the same. The Labour Party hasn't shown anything new. Look at what we have new. We have Lisa that's very new. Look at the new people we have brought in this party, and there are many behind. We have Jody, we have Mundi, look at that. We have Yasi, look at them, the new people we have brought into the fold. And I'll tell you something, there's more behind. So we are strong, we are confident, we are committed, and we know that this Labour Party and the men and women in this Labour Party are committed to people. We put people first. Our priorities are right. Our priorities are designed to improve the life of people. And in this time, we will not take millions of dollars to build roads to nowhere, just to mama guy people. A government of vaguely government. Vaguely, yo. The project will come. When the projects come, they'll vote for you. What are the projects? You mash up St. Jude? Look at the mess that's happening at St. Jude. I'll tell you something. I make no threats. I'm making no threats. All those who say what they want to say about me, let them say. Attack my record. That's what, attack my record. Attack my record in the ministries that I've held. Cite me for corruption. That's how you must judge me. That's how you want you to judge me. So I make no attacks. I don't boast as being anything but a humble man, the son of a teacher and a policeman who wants, together with a team of men and women, to make their contribution to the country, a country that nurtured me, a country that sent me to school, a country where I understand the people, a country where I still live with the people, a country where the people have taken me into the confidence, and I thank them for that. And I know that with the men and women that are in this Labour Party, our people will come first, and better days are ahead. I thank you.